What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, ReadoptionAgency.com, 23 years, selling full-time on eBay. And we're Wednesday morning, halfway through the week. Got Pee-wee right here staring at me going, are you talking to me? Baby girl on her little cozy rug. All right, before we get into everything, I only got a little bit here to ship. I'm afraid to look at yesterday's numbers because I got a feeling they're going to be lower than the average of last week. Ugh. But before I get into all the problems and stuff, let me just say, at least eBay ain't Poshmark yet. So, all right. So yesterday, actually, most of the day, the down detector was spiking higher than normal. That being said, offer's still not working properly. Of course, the item specifics, conditions, stuff like that, saying it's missing when it's not missing. How much of that is throwing off actual AI search? We already know the AI search is a complete disaster. But when you throw in something like that, that's probably part of the algorithm of AI search. How, does it bury everything that says there is no condition, right? If somebody clicks used or new, does it bury everything else that has no condition? Just a thought. There's something more to what's causing the problems. It's always, the way I look at it, from my experience in the 23 years through the ups and downs of the economy, of holidays, of everything, there's always something greater behind the problem. You have, and I don't mean this in any disrespect, but you have a small-minded or narrow-minded way of thinking with smaller sellers who think that Mother's Day can cause a slowdown that's going to drastically drop your numbers, that just because it's Christmas Day, it's going to drastically drop your numbers, just because something's going on in the economy that you don't like is going to everybody has these little excuses, but they fail, and I've said this before, they fail to see the big picture of everything. Not everybody's the same, and there's a whole big world out there. It's nighttime. You don't get sales at nighttime. People are sleeping. That's narrow, small-minded thinking. They don't even think about the whole other side of the world, or all the people who work third shift or, whatever, or work second shift that are up at night, because there's just a whole different world. So they're just stuck in, and I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of things in society, especially here in the US these days, is everybody's only fixated on what they know, what they like, and what they hear. And nothing else outside of that matters, because there is nothing outside of that to them. And that's the biggest problem for everything from small eBay sellers to politics. People are just very narrow-minded and don't understand that it's a big world out there. So somebody in the comments turned me on to watch a video. I'll try to remember to put in the comments this. The channel's name is Big Al, B-I-G space A-L. He's in Ireland, I think it is. He's got, from what I kind of played it in the background, so if I'm wrong on some of this, I apologize. He's got a few different companies, construction company, and another one I don't remember. Plus, he's got about, I think he said 70,000 items on eBay. And since, I think he said November, everything's been cut in half. And he's done nothing different. What he sells, I don't know. I haven't searched for his store or anything like that. But it's not just the US eBay site that's having the problems. As you probably have seen if you read comments, I get comments from all over the world from eBay sellers, and it's a company problem. Yeah, he dropped 50 cents, 50%. And for the 3 years, I always said that the 3.5 years, that about $200 a day was being taken from me with the problems and issues and changes, whatever the hell is going on with eBay. $200. I mean, now I believe we're over that mark, especially, say, this past week. Because we were under $700 there. I still think, and I know, when eBay's working properly and everything's flowing, I'm doing $1,100 days. So to be stuck at under 7, that's $400 right there a day that is being taken from me. I'll stand on any hill and with these words, because I've had too much history, too much experience with eBay platform, with knowing numbers, watching what I do, just knowing how things work, how things flow. That's a hill I'll die on. I think I just picked that up because I think Josh said that I read that yesterday in one of Josh's comments about negative feedback. So now that statement's stuck in my head. Hill to die on. That's where it came from. Ain't it weird how you're kind of influenced just by stuff you read every day and you don't even realize it? And you're like, oh wait, I heard that. But yeah. So in 2 months, my store's grown 3,000 items, yet my sales are continuing to drop. My clothing store right now is hold on, no, this is my media store. It looks like my things highlighted down there. So my media store is down, going on 13% from last month. And the clothing store is down 23%. So that being said, a little bit will be on me because it's been mostly media I've been listing as opposed to clothing and hats. So a little bit's on me, yes, but not $400 a day is not on me. But and when I look at the tech board, the problems within the past week are so scattered. It's hard to say, yes, that's a problem, or yes, that's a operator error, because if there's not more than one person flooding a problem, I have to write it off as, if I'm not experiencing it myself to see it firsthand, I have to write it off that it may be something other related, not technical related. But there's a so vast amount of issues that seem to be just more than normal that people are complaining about. But the ones over and over again is the missing data. And then my question again is, how is the system reading that? So are those people being punished via the search algorithm, AI? Offer issues, still a problem. That person never responded back to me who works with eBay, which doesn't surprise me. Refresh. Okay, let me kind of look. So yesterday on the clothing store, we had, let's see, I erased most of them. One in the 6 o'clock hour PM, one in the 9 o'clock hour PM. These are offers. One in the 10 o'clock hour, one at 12 a.m., one at 2 a.m. We're at 7:30 right now. Nothing else has come through. I thought I took offers here this morning. I guess I didn't. There's a couple of offers that did come through. So let me take those right quick, and then I'll jump over to the media store and see their offers. See how bad that is. Nose itch. Holding off a sneeze. But yet, I saw a change on the eBay website, a pointless change. When you go to your orders now, a pop-up shows a little car, and it just tells you how to ship or the proper way to ship your items, if you will. Make them on time. I'll read it real quick, just in case you haven't seen it. So they got time to add that pointless thing, yet they haven't fixed the problems. Oh, it's not, now it's not on here, on the clothing store. Let me go over to the media store, see if it's there now. Yeah, so it's here now. So it's a little truck, and it keeps popping up in my way. But you click on it. Shipping instructions. Pack your items with care. Get your label. Ship on time. And then it's got a paragraph for each one of them. Like, really? You have to put that? Pack your items with care? Get your label. Ship on time? Why do you not think people know this? So they got the time to add pointless crap, but they don't have time to fix their damn website. All right, let me see if I can get past this, and we can get on to the more positives. Get this negative news out of the way. The negative Nancy news. The negative Nancy news. I was going to the media store offers. So in the last 12 and a half hours, in the media store, 2 offers. As you already know, before there was, and I didn't even keep up with this. This is just what I reported at the time. I didn't, so it could have been longer. 15 hours with only 2 offers the day before. Day before that was 18 hours with 4 offers. And like I said, it could have been longer. I didn't pay attention the rest of the day because once I get past this point, it's focusing on doing the things that I need to do to try, at least attempt to keep the business growing. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to end this with my question, my $1 million question, my $1 billion question. How does a $1 billion e-commerce company who relies on their website for revenue have so many website issues? All right, now we're moving on. All right. So what are you doing? What are you doing about it, right? At least we're still in business. At least we're still able to move forward. At least I hope most of you are. It's definitely harder to start an eBay business in 2025 than it's ever been, ever. Now, of course, we're not just looking at, well, the biggest the biggest hurdle is eBay themselves. But as we go on, reselling in 2025, buying used merchandise in 2025 is not as frowned upon as it was 20 years ago. And I'm not saying it really was then, but I think there's a bigger population now who's acceptable of pre-owned and things like that, and more people that care about recycling and reusing and things like that. Even though if you told me that because of Temu and stuff like that you beg to differ, that's a pretty damn good argument, because the crap that we get flooded with from China that just probably ends up in landfills and or ocean water in 2 years is probably more than it's ever been ever. Even though recycling systems and companies' procedures are better than they've ever been. So you could argue either way, depending on your outlook, depending on the information you've got. So all I can do is keep going. All I can do is concentrate on what I can do. And that is just keep building so that when things are working properly, the sales start flooding back. You've seen when I have that 1 week was 922 a day. I still wasn't peaked out, I don't believe, because on the days you've seen when things are working, it's $1,000, $1,100, $1,200 days. And that's without any big item selling. That's just consistent, normal, basic stuff. Making sure you're playing with your promoted numbers to see what gets you the best results. Sales, use all the tools necessary that at your fingertips when it comes to sales and coupons and in and sell similar, mark down your prices. Just use everything in the arsenal and try to generate something more. Oh, that's where it is. I was looking for this album. It was in one of two places, and it's on the wrong shelf. It's supposed to be up here. Boom. Now when that one sells, I know where it's at. Neil Diamond cassette. I mean, if I can still sell Barry Manilow, Paul Anka, Henry Mancini, and Neil Diamond cassettes, all right? It's not necessary, it's not always the items, as so many YouTube people try to push. But remember, they only try to push that because they're charging you. The people who don't charge you usually don't push that kind of stuff. People who charge you push an agenda. They're selling you a hope. They're selling you a fantasy. They're selling you what they want you to hear, as opposed to everything that's a reality. Not all of them, probably. I don't know. I don't know what they sell. I don't pay attention to that. But that's just my guess from the free videos I kind of stumble across. All right, well, let's get shipping. Make sure I'm not stepping on the P to the W. All right, we'll do the clothing store first. Oh, well, let's see what my numbers are. I didn't check the numbers. I'm kind of afraid to, honestly. I really am. I don't think I even did 6 yesterday. Let's see. Yesterday on the clothing store, $282. And on the media store, pull up, see if we had any international orders. So no international websites. And in the media store, $311. So yeah, not even $600, $592. Last week's average was right under 700, so we're steadily going in reverse. Down 12.5% from the day before here. In the media store. In the clothing store from the day before, we are up 7.4. This morning at 7:45, in the clothing store, we're at $45. In the media store, we're at $65. So 110 by 7:45. That's a good start for the day, at least. But it doesn't last. The past week and a half, even if I do get a good start during the day or in the morning, the rest of the day just dies off, and I'll have 4, 5, 6 hours where nothing comes through. And then I don't even get the queue back up. Like, it doesn't just come flying in. It's just nothing. Which, the only thing I can attribute to right now is the missing conditions, the missing item specifics, and that's having a huge effect on sales. That's the only thing known that I can pin it to, other than the screwed up search algorithm, etc. The basics. But here's the thing, though. If you can get through this crap, you're going to be better. You're going to be a better business person. It sucks, yes. But if you can find a way to make it work, it's just going to make you better. And so when things are working properly, when that levee breaks, when that dam gives, you're going to be... The thing that is the biggest waste with humans is when somebody is given everything they want, the abundance, the jackpot, if you will. If you haven't had hard times in your life, you're going to screw up your opportunity. So when you've been chiseled, you've gone through the ringer, you've been beaten down, once that does happen, you're either going to want to do one of two things. You're going to piss it all away and put yourself back in that position, or you're going to be smarter from your adversity, and you're going to do the right things to maintain and or grow. It's like when somebody wins a lottery. How many lottery winners are broke years later? It's because they go out and boom. You see these people, like sometimes I'll be watching the lottery dream home, and these people won $1 million and they're buying a $600,000 house. I'm like, what? Huh? Do you realize the maintenance and upkeep of that house? Probably not. Chances are they're going to be out of that house within 5 years. They're going to have to downgrade. Now, a house ain't always the worst thing to invest in, but there are smarter ways of doing it. If I won $1 million and that's all I had, my house ain't over $300,000. It's just not. Hell, if I can get away with it, it's going to be a $200,000 house. So, and then they buy new cars on top of it. So after, the first year, that $1 million is poof, gone. Same thing kind of plays in with business. If you're new to business and you've only known the last 3 years on eBay, and if that levee does break, that dam does give, and all of a sudden eBay is back to what it was 5 years ago because they got their shit together, then you're just going to be a better person and make better decisions with the money that's going to be flowing into your account. So those are the positive ways to look at it. So find a way to survive. Get through this mess. And then we got rising postage again. Bass Pro sold for $10.50, headed to Grifton, North Carolina. So the battles never end with business. Never. It ain't just with 2025. Battles, no matter what they are, they'll come in some shape, some form. The battles never end. Which I'm going to have to decide what I want to do with this increase in price, how I want to handle it. Because I want to do it, but do it in a way where it ain't going to affect the sales too bad, but I'm going to have to rise with it. And my main thought right now is maybe just taking my media from $4.99 to $5.99. Will it hurt? Yes. Will it hurt sales? Yes. But the main reason it will hurt sales because people don't realize that it's one price no matter how many you buy from me. And being able to get that across is still a problem. I have a huge banner in my stores, but people don't really go there because eBay tries to hide the store because they want you to promote your store. So I've got to really figure out a way to get that message across better within the eBay limitations of what you can and can't do. I would put it in that little subtitle condition area, but oh no. If you try to put something there that won't, I don't even think it lists anymore. But I have been smacked by eBay by putting something in there before. This was many years ago when it first started, but putting something like that in there. Do I try to start squeezing that in my titles? $5.99 unlimited ship. That's taking up a lot of characters, right? So maybe I make a banner and try to add it to every description page. The problem with that is, what if I change? Then I got to change all those things, and it's not easy. There's not an easy way of doing it that I've come across or thought of yet. Next up, we got Dad's Fish, My Fish, little toddler Bass Pro hat. Sold for $10.50. Headed to Port Traverton, Pennsylvania. because, you know, I am tired of everybody else making more money, but while my money goes down. eBay, postal service. I got a call from UPS saying my account, I didn't know I don't have an account, but I need to go to ups.com/blah, blah, 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 splash, splash, blah, 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 splash, blah, 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 and pay $10. Like, I know I did stuff right. What the hell are you talking about? So I got to take care of that today, figure out what that is all about. I thought it was spam at first, but then when they said ups.com/, I'm like, well, that's a legit site, so. We got the anime shirt sold for $10.50, headed to East Stordburg, Pennsylvania. Something like that. So, everybody's getting more money but me. That's gotta change. I mean, it'd be fine if eBay had their stuff together. Withrow electric hat. So for $9.50, headed to Richardson, Texas. I need to get some hat boxes. Next up, Isaac Hayes Music, Food and Passion in Memphis. Hat. So for $8, headed to Eugene, Oregon. It's a crazy world. Yeah. I'm having fun making. I'm noticing we got this 16 logo. It's a golf hat. Headed to Louisville, Kentucky, sold for $9.50. These work with me, study with me videos I'm making. They're keeping me focused. You know, I've talked about before how I get so scatterbrained sometimes. Like the littlest distraction will send me down rabbit holes, and then next thing I know, I've wasted an hour. Because my brain's always processing or thinking. even in one of the videos, I don't know if I've uploaded it or if it's one in queue waiting. Like, I start going down a rabbit hole on camera, and I'm like, nope, step back. Because I typed it into search. I'm like, does Patreon, because I see people who do music reaction videos always say if it's blocked on YouTube, go check my Patreon. So my thought was, well, is Patreon, I guess that maybe they're not as strict or they don't follow it. So I typed this Patreon, you know, how do they handle the music thing over there? Because I was thinking, well, I could make the work with me videos with my actual music playing that I hear, hard rock and heavy metal stuff, and put it on Patreon. That could be another just little side thing if they're more lenient over there with how they do copyrighted material stuff. So that was a thought yesterday that popped in my head, and I'm like, nope, back off. You can look at it later, figure it out later, get back to work. So with the camera rolling, it kind of makes me, that's like the first thing on my mind. Oh, camera, I'm still recording. I'll leave the room on some of them to go feed the dogs. If it's 2 o'clock, give them his medicine, things like that. And I'm like, focus back, get back to work, go, go, go. So it's actually making me focus better by making the videos. So whether they take off or not is irrelevant at this point because it's making me work better. So, and I made a comment on somebody because I saw a video yesterday or something, or it was Justin Resells, and it was like a month old post that popped up, and it said he makes the videos for himself. I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. All my videos for the first part, for the first line, is for myself. Just talking about whatever I want to talk about, that's for myself. First and foremost, it's me releasing whatever's on my mind. Everything it does beyond that is the bonuses. It helps somebody, does it motivate somebody, that's all the bonuses to me. So the work with me videos, same reason. Now, the first and foremost, and like, you know by now, I don't do videos that, I don't fake it. I can't. That's just not in my nature to fake it and to do something that I don't enjoy. You may see me try something new, and if it don't stick, it's because I wasn't enjoying it. It just was a pain or wasn't my thing. You've seen it all come and go. The only thing that stuck around for the majority are the morning shipping video, unless I take a week off. And now I feel these work with me videos, the way I got them set up, where I can still do everything normal. I can listen to my music. I can still run out of the room if I have to take care of something. And it's still recording. There's nothing beyond that, you know. I'm not forcing myself to do something I don't normally do, except pay attention that the camera is on and I'm recording, so get back to work, which is a positive thing. Because it's something I've been fighting forever anyway. So it's almost like I found my fix. And I can make a little money off of it. So far I made $1. The first day of the first video I made $1. Then I made $1 on that video for the second day. So that video had made $2 so far. I'm going to look real quick. See where the next day went. Because I'm not making a lot of money on it or anything. So I'm curious to see. So my goal is on those videos to make $100 for the first month. And then if it grows from there, then it grows from there. Okay, you're not giving me my print option today. So I gotta make my own print option. Right click. Shipping labels. Oh, I figured out why. I think Bridget from Primo spam from Primo Chemo's channel. Said they ordered one of those cameras and it canceled it. Well, I went to check and it's sold out. But they created a new listing and upped it by $30. So instead of $50, it's now $88 for that camera that I use. And I'm doing that, and I'm like, well, that's still actually a pretty good price. I thought I was getting a steal at $50 for that camera. I'm like, because I was expecting it to be over $100. So when I bought it at $50, I'm like, hell yeah. And then I put it in one of the videos. Well, it's gone now because it's sold out. So on, I think, yesterday's video, to work with me, I put a link for the new listing. I'm like, well, if somebody buys it, I'll just make more commission now too. So I still think $88 for it, it's a good price, because if you watch the videos, you can see how fast I go through stuff, taking pictures. So if you have anything small that just sits flat, whether it's postcards, media, whatever. It's a game changer. So for $88, it's still a good deal. I didn't look to see if it's the same seller, but the title is exactly the same, so I just assumed it was. So I added it to the next video. I'll add it to every video that I upload with the when I'm using it, just because I sold 10 of the others, so I'm guessing that's why they upped them. Maybe if it is the same person, they weren't technically sold out. I think if they got an increase in sales because of my video, and they got 10 within a few days, they're probably like, oh wait, let's raise the price on this. Because they don't know. I don't know if they know where the sales are coming from or not. Or at least how that all might work. Like, well, if we in this listing, is the sale still going to come through on a new listing? Well, no, technically, because you broke the link, at least from my video anyway. But now that I linked it up again, will more sell at the higher price? We'll see. So let me go check as I move my way over to the media store. I'm going to check my YouTube numbers real quick on those Work With Me videos. Because that whole part of it, the making the money and fun, this is the fun part for me. Like, all my life, even building the business, making money's never been the fun part. Like, I've always had to take it serious. Like it's not a job. I enjoy it. But I've never been able to have fun. Like, just fun. How about that? Like, I've never had something that was just fun and it makes money. So that's how I look at YouTube. YouTube is like, I don't care how much it makes. It's just the playfulness of it. How can I get the money to increase? And have fun doing it. So, do you see Wildlife Walk with Pee-wee? Only 90 of you have. But still, again, it doesn't matter if these videos only make $1. If I'm enjoying doing them and they're serving a purpose for me first, then that's all that matters. Everything else is bonus. So let me go to that first Work With Me. It's got 309 views. So I'm only pushing to try to get 100 views per channel to start out with. So this one's got 300 and it's made $2.02. Not counting the last 24 hours because it'll update again today. And then the one after that. Sorry, I got a yawn. Like, I never get to see my likes and dislikes because my screen's up there bigger and everything's bigger. So my work with study with me videos had the lowest, it has the lowest number of likes, so it has the lowest percentage of, like all my other stuff is 97, 96, 95, where my work with me's are in the 80s. So more people are thumbing them down than thumbing them up, percentage-wise compared to the other videos. I had to make sure I said that right. That's the thing. That's the weird thing about you. Like YouTube, so many people just want one channel to do one thing. And I'm just like, why? Yeah, I get it, but why? That's the reason I changed the name, the final change. Put it back to my name, because you know what? You're going to get everything. And if you're not smart enough to figure out, the shipping videos usually come in the mornings. And if you only like the shipping videos and you're mad because at the end of the day I'm uploading work with me videos, what's wrong with you? Just don't watch them. You know they're coming. Just don't watch them. You know when the one you like is coming, so watch it. Anyway. People are funny. People are strange. So the second one, so we've only got one day, I guess, on this one of views and money. It's 193 views and it's made 74 cents. And then so this other one won't populate. The ones from yesterday. So I put 2 up yesterday. They won't populate till later today. So the ones at 124 views. Okay, the other one's not live yet. I uploaded this morning, so I'll schedule it. So it's only been 1 a day so far, and my goal is to get them up to 3 a day. Make $3 a day, $1 per video, which would be $90 a month. But push for $100 a month, because like the one video made $1 the second day. So how much will it make then? So I think it's a low goal, but a doable goal. If I get 3 videos up per day of the work with me style videos. Again, I'm still just trying to play around to figure out a way to get them to go out to people other than resellers. That's the hardest thing. It'd be easier for me to do a channel with just those on that, because then it would target, that whole channel would target a certain type of person. But again, I'm doing this for fun first. So trying to figure out how to get one channel to go in several different directions. It's kind of fun for me, even if it may not even be possible. I haven't gone that far down the rabbit hole yet to go, damn, all the experts are saying it ain't possible. You know, I'm not there yet. So I'm at least having fun with the process, even if the process will take me to a dead end. So yeah, I'm playing with different hashtags. I'm slowly reworking the description body of the work with me style videos. I've created a little starter for it, and then I put the rest of my other stuff underneath, so at least still goes out to the resellers as I'm trying to transition those videos. So that's how I'm just playing with it now. So this is like my little creative mind play right now, is just see if I can get those videos to beat these videos, to beat the shipping videos. So that's kind of like my play now. Because if those videos get out to the right people, I think they will blow my work with me videos away, just because, I mean, the shipping videos away, just because the work study videos do crazy numbers. I mean, if you took a percentage, from what I've seen, if you took a percentage of reseller videos and channels, and you took that percentage of work with me study, the numbers don't even compare. Even if you put the biggest with the biggest, they don't even compare. We're talking like tens of thousands to millions. So the growth potential is huge if done right. So, and trying to make it happen on this channel as opposed to creating my own channel and trying to build it, I like it better just because it keeps me focused on this channel and doesn't scatter me too much. Plus, I still make at least $1 a video on it. Let's go into the media store. And no international sales for the media store either overnight. First up, we've got the Panasonic Shockwave portable CD player. Sold for $37, headed to Allen, Texas. So everything I'm doing right now is just fun and exciting, except for dealing with eBay. That's the only negative, is dealing with all the eBay issues, because it's bringing down my money. Damn it. But and the fact that these work with me videos are having a positive effect on the way I work. That's exciting to me. But I feel like, because I don't know about how you guys do. Like, during my youth, I consider myself to be a little shit. I was just an asshole. I looked out for me, right? I mean, we were at the bottom of the barrel, the way I looked at things in life. And nobody I was running with, no, I can't say nobody. Maybe there was maybe one, Danny, who had bigger goals, who was trying to do something to better their situation, or, maybe not even better their situation, but just to do something better, do something bigger. Like everybody else I ran with, if they ever fell into something bigger, it was probably by luck as opposed to drive and trying. So I always looked out for me first. I didn't have a running partner that said, hey, we're going to go do big things, right? Or we're gonna get out of here together. There was none of that. It was basically every man for themselves feel mentality, right? So for me at least, I didn't have the positive support. I didn't have the, oh, you're going to do something one day, or you're going to go to college. I had none of that. It was thrown to the wolves and figured out yourself. So when, at least with who I was and where I came from, I don't want to put everybody into the same category, but when you're in that position, it's very hard to be not just out for yourself. No matter, even if you're going to stay down. I mean, you see crime and stuff that goes on in low income areas. Everybody's out for themselves. Nobody else matters. Well, it's true even with the people trying to get out. It's not just the people who's stuck there. So I've spent the last, I want to say 15 years trying to be a better person. So I'm always self-analyzing. So any kind of flaw that I feel, I always try to find a way to fix it. And staying focused even though that's not like an emotion, like it's not the typical, oh, be a better person to people. It's to be a better person to myself, to fix within me for a personal reason, if you will. It's still one of those flaws I had that I wanted to fix. And I feel like so far, at least with these work with me videos, it's kind of fixed it. This is reality. AM Gold, the early 60s. CD sold for $8, headed to Redondo Beach, California. Redondo Beach. Next up, I need to get some. Oh, one left here. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. Didn't mean to drop a tape on you. We've got John Mellencamp single sealed CD sold for $5, headed to Cumberland, Maryland. Give me a rubber band, please. Thank you. That's another thing I try playing with on YouTube is the whole, with the thumbnails and the title. Like I'm still trying to find a fun way to do it and still get views. Like if I know how to create one to get views, you have to go into negative context, if you will. A negative, questionable context to make people go, ooh, what's that? What's he going to say? You're right. But I'm trying, every once in a while, you'll see me do a goofy one or whatever, where I'm trying to find that way of doing it funny and still get the views. Because the difference is night and day. I'll have the videos where I know how to get the views will hit, 1,200, 1,500, even 2,000 views. Where if I'm just doing a funny one, I'm lucky to get 1,000 views on. And it's the same type of content. So it's not the content necessarily. It's how you present it is what gets you the views. Because, if you're this deep into this video, you're one of the regulars who love this style of video. So the next step is pulling in those who just don't have time for it or prefer other reselling channels over this one, et cetera, et cetera. So it's trying to pull at all those different ones and not, so I'm trying, every once in a while I'll play with that for fun. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. You've already seen it before. I've thought of it since you're watching, or I'm taping right now, and I haven't even thought about it yet. But what I do is I go to this, I go drop it off, and I come back, and then I spend like 30 minutes looking at other people's, coming up with ideas. Okay, which way do I want to go with it? And then, so I spent about 30 minutes playing with the title and the thumbnail. Perlin Stifle. cassette. So for $5, headed to Pasadena, California. But the reason I spend 30 minutes on it too is because that's kind of just my waking up process, and depending on if I want to get a little bit creative with the thumbnail or whatever. And then some days I'm just stuck. I'm just like, I don't know what the hell to put on here. I can't figure out which way I want to go, and then so I'm going back and forth with myself. So I gotta streamline that process a little bit better. I gotta create a better cookie cutter copy and paste for that. Next up, are you ready? Hey, for a vinyl lot. Yeah. All right. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got $10, $6, $6, $5, $6, $8. Probably buy two, get two free was used. The King of Country collection. Utopia. Frankie Lane. Roger Daltrey. Bad Company. New Rock. Headed to Oakdale, Minnesota. I wouldn't mind freaking passing that part on to something or somebody else. Maybe I'll look in today before I make the thumbnail and that stuff to this. Maybe I'll just play with one of the AI machines or something and just see if I can come up with a nice cookie cutter process of making the videos, and use that on days where I don't, if I'm battling myself with what to create or what to do, I can just copy and paste something and see how that works. Greg. Next up, are you ready? Hey, for a cassette. Neil Diamond, Barry Manilow, Henry Mancini, and Paul Anka. $5 a piece, buy two, get two. Headed to Bradenton, Florida. Da, 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 da. These self-adhesive ones are so much easier than dealing with glue. Now I need some CD. Give me. Stepping through. Whoa. Come on. Be smarter than the plastic, James. Might be a task, but I have faith in you. I haven't heard no cha-chings from those. I took 3 or 4 offers on that, on video, didn't I? Normally, this account automatically pays. That's why I'm like, are you not even going to go to Seller Hub? Okay. Is eBay down over here? For some reason, it's not loading. eBay ain't loading there. Alrighty. Her. Let me see if it's eBay or my connection. YouTube's loading. Finally. No, so none of those payments came through. Huh. Well, I have it set so it shouldn't, but that never mattered. So maybe they fixed that. Because I didn't have it turned on because I want people to buy more than one thing. But it didn't end them, so they're still out there. So somebody else can come in and buy it. 360 game, sold for $5. Staying in the area, St. Louis. And that can be resurfaced with the other one. Do not seal, James. Do not seal. Will. And we got Kiss. Beth and Hard Luck Woman cassette single. Sold for $9, headed to Homeworth, Ohio. Next up, Globe Whiz Kid on 12-inch. Took an offer for $4, headed to Waukegan, Illinois. I gotta learn, if you say the thing, even if you say it wrong, but you say it with confidence, 90% of the people are just gonna believe you. Waukegan, Illinois. Only the 10% who actually know that name will know if I'm saying it wrong or not. Say it with conviction. You can fool a lot of people like that, I guess. Again, that's not my style. It's almost like I'm incapable of faking anything. Like if I can't pronounce something, I'm going to be like, I can't pronounce it. I don't care how it makes me look. It's just the way that it is. We've all walked different paths. We all are wired differently. We're not all the same. And we shouldn't all be the same. And lastly, we got a 10-inch record here. Boom. Sold for $20. Headed to Valhalla, New York. Valhalla. Oh, Valhalla. I know that name because of a White Lion song. Valhalla. Off their very first album called Fight to Survive, which is a very good album. It's got this like low undertone feel to it, if you will. Like if you like I don't want to say depressing tone, but it has that low, like if you know White Lion, you know their upbeat stuff that was their big hits. This album was a different tone. It was a lower tone. It was a more, what's another word that's not quite depressing, but just melodrama. If you like, say stuff like Smashing Pumpkins, the melodrama feel, you take Smashing Pumpkins mixed with glam metal and you get that first White Lion. That might be the good way of putting it. Dina. Haven't seen that name in a while. Dina. Always kind of like that name. Dina. I like saying that name. Dina. The labels. Melancholy, not melodrama, melancholy. But melodrama would probably be a good word too to kind of fit into it because it's a lot of storytelling in that album. Dina. Take that in there. Elizabeth. Kate. Will needs resurface. You comfy there, fluffy face? After the walk last night, I took it. Courtney can't go too far, so I just take her up the road a little bit. Let her do a lot of sniffing over in the bushy area and stuff like that. So she enjoys that. And I take the leash off and take off running, and she comes running after me. Get her little exercise in without pushing her backside too hard. Wagging her tail the whole time. Whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to step over there. All right, that is all for this video. So if you don't mind, even if you don't like those work with me videos, if you just go in and hit the like button on them for me or something, I'd appreciate it. Maybe it'll push them out. It should push them out a little bit better to maybe hit more people that could use those videos and benefit from them or whatever. I'm benefit from making them, so it's got to be at least helping one other person out there. So any help would be much appreciated. I try to give you the best of everything I can when it comes to the words that come out of my mouth. But, you know, the best of me may be the worst of somebody else. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. I will see you all in the next video. Later.